Good evening, everyone. First of all, I really appreciate that there are still some people here listen to us because we are quite late, so thank you very much for that. And, well, I promise I won't talk about difficult algorithms today, so we will keep it quite easy. Okay? First of all, I want to congratulate to everyone here because you're already an early adopter of what I got here. I got the wrong slide here, maybe. Let me show this. Okay, here we go. Now, first of all, yeah, my congratulations. We are all early adopters for years of artificial intelligence. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous here. It's the first time I'm speaking here in public, so it takes me a little bit. So, yeah, thank you. Okay, that helps a lot. Okay, I was about to say that if someone has used once an elevator, for example, and he has pressed the button, I want to go to the 5th floor. So we can talk about intelligence, which is artificial. Let me talk about first a little bit about Pfricelabs, because obviously we are using these technologies. So who of you does not know for now what is Pfricelabs or what we are doing exactly? Pfricelabs was founded in 2014, so we are 10 years in the market. We are providing more than 350,000 properties all over the world. In more than 100 countries, we are providing them with daily prices, and we are now available in more than 6 languages. Now, why you should use dynamic pricing, I mean, that's quite obvious because you don't want to lose any money, you don't want to leave money on the table. On the other hand, you probably don't want to miss any potential reservations. So that's why you probably want to adapt your prices to the demand in each and every moment and the best way you can. Now, why Pfricelabs? It will help you, obviously. The algorithm will help you to maximize your revenue, automate your revenue strategies. That's a very important thing here, so you can customize a lot of things. And you, at the end, you will get, or you will have more control about your pricing. Now, for those of you who are managing more than 1, 2, or 5 properties, it might be helpful to know that Pfricelabs can help you to manage multiple properties as well by setting up your account in a way that you can group the properties. And yeah, you can basically group your properties, you can manage your team, several people can work on it, and at the end, everything is downloadable as a CSV file as well if someone wants to make his own reports. Now, what we do is I'm going to skip this here a little bit because, I mean, probably you have seen a lot of numbers today. Your heads are really overwhelmed with all the presentations. So let's talk about a little bit about understanding how AI works. And as promised before, I'm not going to make this so complicated. First of all, I have a question. Who is using already things like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Jasper in his daily work in the office? Are there some guys? Okay, good, quite a lot. Okay, good. Now, if you've been using dynamic pricing, for example, using one of the tools we've seen here before, like Pay on Price, Pfricelabs, Wheelhouse, or you name it, whenever you use one of these tools for a couple of years, then you are, as I said before, you're already an early adopter of artificial intelligence. Now, there are different kinds of artificial intelligence. We have to understand that everything works based on models, and as I said, I'm not going to make it very complicated, so we are talking basically about some narrow AI, and what narrow AI does is it performs a specific task. So we are giving in some very specific input, and the AI is only concentrated on performing some specific task. On the other hand, we have what is now the big hype almost everywhere, generative AI. What does it mean? It generates, for me, for example, people are used to coding, you can generate codes with it, you can generate email answers for your customers. You know it, if you're using it, it's nothing new for you. The difference is that, as I said before, the input we give to the data, yeah, it may differ from from what we may have seen in movies, for example, that there is a super general AI, and to be honest, this is something that's, for the moment, is something very theoretical, and I'm not sure if we will get to that point that we will see human behavior as we have seen in the Terminator movie, by the way. Nice movie, very old. Now, let's use examples of ChatGPT and Pfricelabs a little bit more to illustrate how AI works. So, first of all, every model does collect data, right? ChatGPT, for example, uses data from the internet. It uses words. That's why it is called LLM, large language model. It uses words, and it takes it from the whole web, from newspapers, from books, everything you will find on the internet. Now, Pfricelabs, on the other hand, what we do is, obviously, we collect data as well, but we are focusing on data from Airbnb, VRBO, and Booking.com. And we are using data, or we are collecting data very related to our industry. That's the difference between the two in terms of data collection. Now, both models, they will search for patterns. What you can do is, in ChatGPT, for example, you will find out that you can use a certain tone. You can ask him to write in a certain tone. In our case, we will spot patterns in seasonality, weekends, day of week trends. Is there a difference between Friday, Saturday? Is there a difference between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? So these are the kind of patterns we will find. And by this, the algorithm would give us, or would start to give us, some suggestions, right? Suggestions about length of stay, booking patterns we will find, or booking window patterns we will find in the data we are analyzing. On the other hand, what it does as well is you will find that you will specific, and by this specific I mean adapted to your property, specific patterns on booking windows. And there might be differences, for example, in different markets. There might be differences from one season to the other. And that's very important to know, that this will be, or this has to be, as every model, it has to be updated on a regular basis. Nowadays, everyone, or maybe everyone knows it now, that ChatGPT has quite evolved. It started out just as a large language model, so you were just able to generate some words, some mails or whatever. But nowadays, you can upload as well your files, and you can ask it to analyze those files. What we're doing in Pfricelabs with our AI is that it will see, or it will take into consideration your past performance and as well your upcoming booking data, and based on this data plus the data we see on the market, we can come up with some pricing suggestions for you. Now, it wouldn't be such a good idea to leave it all alone, and just leaving the AI to, or trying to the AI to make their work. So there's a very important part that you have to have in mind, that you can and you should personalize your results, or your input, best to say, because if someone has tried to give some very vague information to ChatGPT, it comes out with very vague results as well. There's a nice saying in programming. It says garbage in, garbage out. So whatever you put in, it will reflect what comes out. So Pfricelabs, what we do here is, in our algorithm, it combines market patterns, market trends, and, as I said before, your listing performance. Now, the other big thing is that ChatGPT, as an example we are talking about, updates their data now more frequently, but at the beginning they were not able to update it so frequently, because ChatGPT is really handling a lot of data, as you can imagine, if it's all over the internet and we are getting data from there, so the updates there might be not that regularly. What we do is, our model, it's not ChatGPT, obviously it's a bit smaller, but we do update every day. That's very important. So every day we are collecting the whole, or we are doing the whole cycle again. We are collecting the data, we are preparing the data, we are reading it, we are evaluating it, and then we are coming up with new pricing suggestions, and based on the changes on the market or in the market, then we will adapt our pricing suggestions as well. Now, you should, once again, you should always have in mind that any business or any model right now will work on a base that needs still some personalization, that it needs to be customized. Same or ChatGPT, you can tailor it should tailor your results you want, you should check your input, and the same for Pfricelabs. Our algorithm will need specific data from you where you can see, or where it evaluates minimum stay price, base price, minimum stay, all this kind of stuff we have to put in first to get something reasonable out. Now, the other thing is advanced customizations. Nowadays, users can use ChatGPT to adapt it to their business. And Pfricelabs, if you are an advanced revenue manager, you can use up to 60 plus customizations that should, at the end, fit your strategic needs. One more thing, and I'm running out of time. Yeah, I see this. One more thing I want to tell you very quickly is how it generates prices, because I think that's very important to understand that how we do that. So first of all, you have to set up your base price with us. You are the one who decides where you want to put your property or the price for a property inside the market. If it should be on a lower range, on a mid-range, or an upper range, Pfricelabs will detect then by collecting the data. We'll get seasonality, day of the week trends, lead time, that means how many days in advance are people actually booking for specific dates. Neighborhood demand, very important, so it definitely will know if there are some changes in your neighborhood, if there's something going on, like a big event, like a festival or whatever, then definitely will detect the demand for this time. And as I said before, we will take into consideration as well your internal occupancy, in other words, your performance. On top of that, that's very important, on top of that, you can customize still how do you want to behave the model. There are certain customizations, as you can imagine, there's not enough time to go over all of them, but you can still modify how you want the algorithm to behave in terms of last-minute bookings, far-out pricing behavior, minimum stays, whatever, you name it. Connecting your systems. Right now, ChatGPT allows you to connect to quite a wide range of systems. It might need a little bit more of knowledge to do that, so not everyone. Might be some really tech-savvy customers that can do that. On the other hand, Pfricelabs, it's very easy. You just have to connect your listing and you choose your PMS, your property management system, and probably you're done then. As a conclusion, there's the end. It's quite okay. As a conclusion, AI is definitely something that it is a really big hype now, so everyone is talking about AI, but we shouldn't really underestimate it. It's going very big in the future as well, but right now at the very moment, what we need still is to give it really good input, garbage in, garbage out, as I said before. So thank you very much for listening and have a great evening. Bye.